Well, we didn't. We screwed up again.
Yeah.
We were at just 2 hours, like just nicking the mark, and it just wanted to frick us in the frickin' butt.
Freak us in the
Didn't
butt.
record another one, honestly. With our homie Hayden, we recorded just a solid gold podcast.
Yeah.
Hayden had to go at
Solid
the
gold.
end of it too, so we can't even like recover Hayden's part.
Yeah, because he's
We'll
gone
have
now.
to, he has to be on again, dude.
You'll have to come visit again, but we had some gold for you guys. Once again, hopefully in the future, somebody can come back and retrieve this freaking fuck.
We need somebody better at this whole audio shit, or like
Yeah.
a better program, better
Yeah.
whole
Once-
setup. Like,
Uh,
if any of you guys are like know how to do podcasts better, send us some info because we keep fucking up and keep. It's frustrating. It's honestly
Yeah.
frustrating.
Of course, we always make new rules and new things when
Yeah,
things
we're
like this
evolving.
happen.
we're definitely evolving.
It takes time,
It'll get better, especially when some more money comes in. You know, it's
And-
crazy.
and it's January. It's time for tax returns.
Woo.
Yeah,
Time to get my money back that I paid.
yeah, and it's, I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. Maybe it's cool for like, cause we're just a bunch of regular niggas, you know.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of regular niggas.
We're gonna be
just,
making these mistakes.
Yeah, like, and I think it's cool how just a bunch of regular niggas can just do whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even when these mistakes keep beating us down, we just keep at it, keep recording podcasts, and hopefully you guys keep listening.
Yeah.
That's why we're doing this right now. Is just because we lost 2 hours of gold, but we're gonna scrounge up some for some what's the
Some
scientific
silver.
name?
We'll get some silver.
No, it's
We're
fool's
scrounging
gold.
up some
Fool's
silver.
gold.
Yeah,
we gotta
fool's
trick some
gold.
people.
Pyrite?
Pyrite. Oh, we gotta trick some people.
Who
So-
knows, dude? You never know.
Hopefully-
As long as
they're
it's
buying it.
shiny. I mean, as long as it looks good, then I don't care, you know? Unless, like, if I'm washing it a couple times and it looks
Depends.
dull as hell, then I don't
Depends.
want
I
it.
think gold's not even that dope, you know.
Gold's not, and it's one of the weak metals.
I think that, like, some crazy rocks, like, I don't know.
Iron.
No, like, what's that shit that's, like, really ugly on the outside, then you break it, and it's, like, beautiful. Those geodes.
Geodes.
Oh,
Yeah, those things are
with it.
dope.
Those are crazy.
Crystallized.
But that's crystals building inside a rock formation.
I think that's awesome. I think that's the
That
dopest.
is awesome.
Yeah.
But at the same time, have you ever held, like a big old handful of pure iron, like in your hand?
Heavy.
It's heavy.
It's heavy as fuck.
Yeah, it's super
And
heavy.
natural iron, it looks just crazy. It looks like
yeah, like a fucking different planet.
yeah, it looks like fucking it just got pulled out of the fucking lava.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Fucking crazy.
Dude, I'm still bummed about the podcast. I was just thinking about it.
We'll have some great ones to come though.
I'm just
so.
bummed about it.
Yeah.
But
Can't get it off my mind.
if you know that
I'll
it's
get over
fool's,
it.
if you know that it's pyrite, then you're gonna be bummed that you don't have gold. But if you don't know the difference,
Yeah.
then you won't ever.
But I already know.
I mean,
I'm gonna.
they're both just as valuable in my book.
How about the weather though lately?
The weather, dude, is. I like it. Honestly.
good for snowboarding.
Good for snowboarding.
High frequency.
And we talked
frequency
about
level, yeah.
snowboarding too in the fucking shit that we almost
Tried to
recorded.
record.
I don't know. I feel like snowboarding is such a fascinating thing in general. Just to like talk about. I don't know. It's a weird thing.
Yeah, a lot of things I can relate to.
Uh-huh.
One of those.
Pretty much anything can relate to anything.
Yeah, it's what we know, so it's what we're gonna talk about.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we talked about weather being all crazy this year because it's El Nino this
El
year.
Nino.
El Nino.
El Nino.
Second
this
year of
year.
El Nino.
Which does that cover more than just Utah? Or
No, that covers the whole world.
Oh, that's the whole world.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
El
I didn't know that.
Nino. I remember seeing the Saturday Night Live skit. It was Chris Farley. Do you know who Chris Farley is?
Yeah.
He's
that
just
goes
going,
around.
"El Nino."
Beverly Hills Ninja.
And he's just getting all crazy. Yeah, Chris Farley is so hilarious.
But then I think it's crazy because it's like, I mean, I believe in global warming. I believe that we're fucking up the weather because of all these technology and all these cars that we have. But at the same time, we have El Nino and La Nina. And so it's like, I think we're gonna have crazy weather either way, so we need to like stretch like 20 years maybe with saying there's global warming, and then it'll be real. But maybe
Yeah.
for this first like we're at like what like 5, 6, 7, 8 years. Maybe we just need to chill about it for another like 10 years.
What do you mean chill about it? Like just
Like
let
still
it-
keep it in mind. Still keep that some parts of the world are heating up, but also at the same time like chill, not get so freaked out about it because there was an ice age. I mean, shit got cold a couple times,
yeah.
Yeah, but what about?
and shit's
I
been
think
hot
the
a
real
couple
worry,
times.
the real worry is the shit melting. The ice caps melting and overflowing everything basically, and like.
The ice
and then
caps have melted a couple
extincting it.
times.
I know.
And they've.
But
froze
the
up
Earth
a
will be
couple
fine.
times.
But
The human race.
the human race
might not be
Might
super
not be
fine. I mean, some of it will.
In a couple parts in Florida, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Florida, you're fucked.
But
I feel like no matter what happens in the earth, I mean, maybe not no matter what happens, but for the most part, whatever natural disaster happens, some part of the human race will figure out how to survive.
Maybe that's what the Homo sapiens before us have happened. Like
Who knows?
maybe they're just the survivors of the crazy weather, and then they like decided
evolved back down.
it started like getting warm, so they decided to start getting frisky.
Frisky,
it
what
just
do you
got
mean by
out of
frisky?
control.
Is that a
you know?
scientific term, frisky?
Well, dude, I hear.
Frisky is a new age science.
I hear
Quantum
that-
mechanics.
I hear that the
Oh.
pyramids and stuff are like a lot older than people really think they are.
And the Sphinx is even older than those.
Yeah,
Yeah.
By
exactly.
thousands of years.
Yeah, and it's crazy to think because like there's probably just some civilization that
But
way before like a lot of shit, way before us.
we keep saying shit's older. What if shit is all new? What if it's like the Christian religion? What if the world's only like 3,000 years old?
Yeah, who knows? It could be.
Who
that
knows?
way,
Because
or
we
just-
keep saying, oh, it's this old, but then we're like, oh no, it's way
The
older.
proof that said, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But the proof that said, because we keep learning more stuff.
like
and
dinosaurs and like.
well, the more we learn about archaeology and stuff like that, the land will basically tell you a story of what happened.
Yeah.
you know?
But maybe that's just that part of the land. Maybe it was just going all radical in that part. And in another age, it was not going so radical. And honestly, you put the pieces together, and then it's like, oh, it has only
yeah,
been a
but
couple
if you
hundred
look,
years.
if you look at like the rock, like how it's eroded, and like even like trees and stuff, you can look at like basically how many years they've grown with all like after they chop down a tree, they can see all the rings and shit, and like basically tell you how old that tree is.
To what we think.
To what we
Yeah, it is
think
all
of
we
mostly,
think,
but it's mostly pretty like neck and neck from what it actually is, because there's people who've lived. I'm sure there's people at least. I haven't done like any studies, I'm just basically blowing shit out of my ass, but I'm
It's
sure
like
there's
always.
people. I'm sure there's people who've lived just as long as a tree, and they've like chopped it down maybe, and like looked at all
Yeah.
the like fucking.
Well, for sure, like the whole rings in the tree thing, that's definitely proven.
Yeah.
And as far as like how like the rings in a tree, like you can see that same pattern in the rocks. Like
Yeah,
if you
exactly.
go a couple layers deep in rocks, you can see like the rings.
Yeah.
And who's to say if that's true, because no one's survived 1,000 years actually and seen a new layer be put on, but
people have
there's a lot
survived
of
75 years.
really
100
logical
years.
science that would suggest that that 1,000 years here, 10,000 years here, between each layer of, and especially with how volcanoes work, because you can see like the layers that the volcanoes put down,
Uh-huh.
and then the erosion, and then just all the different types of layers that form
And a
over
lot of shit's a
millions of
consistent
years.
cycle,
But at the same time, the same exact thing in a different region can do completely different things.
Oh yeah.
Like a lynx.
But I'm sure they take that into account.
I'm sure they do, but they also use relativity too. And so,
Like what? Like how do they use relativity?
like for example, like saying that a bobcat and a lynx are the same. They kind of are, but depending on their environments, one lives in jungle, one lives in forests, they age differently. because
Yeah.
of their different
But they're
surroundings.
essentially the same.
But they're essentially the same, so that's what we use in science. We say these things are essentially the same, so they probably have a decently same growth rate. And we get these numbers that we think are real, and then we disprove them later.
Yeah.
But if you look so far into something, you're gonna find so much information, and so it's
But
like,
if they take into account in an area like the wind and like the how everything works, volcanoes for example, like how the consistent cycles that's going through or whatever it's doing, if they take all the environmental like factors into play, you know, and just just record all that and then record all the information, which I'm sure a lot of these scientists are doing, you know, like wouldn't they be able to get to an accurate age?
but having one or two or three or a group, a dozen scientists do it, isn't the same as having somebody live by a tree for 75 years and count how many rings it gets, and somebody live in a different region for
But
75 years.
you can't. After 100 years or so, you can't have anyone that lives that long. So
Exactly,
really, at
exactly.
that
So
point,
that's
it's just.
That's why
plant a tree.
everything
It's
is.
just,
Let's plant a
it's
tree.
just theory.
But at the same time, are we gonna
Let's
plant a
plant
tree
a
in
tree.
every different region of the
And
world
then
and see
count
how it
those
grows
motherfucking
differently in
rings
every
in 70
region?
years.
We could do that.
We could do that and visit every single one of them and
Yeah,
just videotape it and get
dude,
famous off
I
of
bet
it.
they'd all
That
grow pretty
actually-
similar, honestly.
No,
I don't
I'm
think so.
serious.
I don't think so at all.
That
They would all
actually-
get rings.
That actually sounds like a cool idea.
That actually sounds really cool, and I've seen people get
Because
famous
then,
off less.
then we would have trees
Get what off?
all over
Famous off
all
less.
over the world.
Get famous off.
Let's
less.
plant a tree in Brazil in the jungle, like a dope like jungle tree, you know, ayahuasca tree.
We gotta do the same tree in everywhere, so we
Same
know
tree.
what's happening.
Well, certain
yeah.
trees will only grow in certain areas.
It doesn't
Exactly.
matter. That's
No,
but we're
but-
still gonna like see
No, but
how,
you
once
can't
it
create
dies.
you can't create an invasive species. You can't do that. That's fucked up.
What?
No, it seriously is. It seriously is.
I don't give a
It
fuck.
seriously is.
Well, we have
No,
to
you
prove this
can't.
fucking
Invading-
point.
No, you
I'm
can't.
This
invading
point needs
those
proven,
trees.
You
so
can't.
fuck them.
You can't. You can't.
Fuck 'em.
It's fucked. No, trust me. You can ruin environments.
By planting
There's a lot of invasive plants.
Well, let's
in
just
Florida.
take pictures
There's
first.
a lot of them won't even survive in certain spots, so it won't even be a
Yeah.
fair.
They'll survive in a picture.
It won't be no seriously. It won't be a fair experiment because there's a banana tree wouldn't survive in the U.S. There's a lot of trees in the U.S. that wouldn't survive in the jungle. There's a lot of
And that's why trees in different places grow differently. So everything you have in different
well, that's
places grows
why
differently.
everything.
So wind
back to
formations and
evolution, like
everything.
we were talking in the last podcast, but that's why everything is. There's plants evolved for the jungle. There's plants evolved for the U.S.
But they grow differently, and we can't compare and say this
But-
many rings means this many things.
But we're like, all right, this many rings for this area means this many things. This many rings for this area means this many things.
If you take the area into account. Yeah.
Like I can.
But how many people
okay,
get paid
listen.
to go and research this shit?
Listen, I like reptiles a lot, and I could look at a certain snake, and I could be like, oh, that's probably like a 5-year-old snake or something, like 5 foot long. It's like a reticulated python or
And
something.
it could be 10 years
Well,
old.
no, dude, a reticulated python could be a year old and be 10 feet long if you're raising it correctly, you know? And there's different species that grow at different rates, but there's people who know what species grow at which rate because there's experts on every single thing. Just
at the
like
same
with
time-
plants,
At
just
the
like
same
with
time, we
anything.
never know how old anything is.
Yeah.
We never know.
You never know nothing.
We don't know. There's no true
You
answer.
never.
Well,
know
we can
nothing.
give a good estimate. Like I can
But
look
it's
at
never a
I
true
can
answer.
look
That's never a
I
true
can
answer.
look at like the
It's never a true answer.
like the biggest iguana in the fucking jungle and who has like the most
could say it's
beautiful
5 years
colors,
old.
male iguana, and has the biggest colors. And no, I can say that it is like up to 10 years old because
Yeah,
a
you-
5-year-old iguana wouldn't be that big because they grow like.
what if
a
it was
foot a
grown
year.
right?
If it was grown too fast, if it was
There's
eating too
limits.
much.
Yeah, there's certain
But
limits.
there's certain limits, and at the average rate, this iguana would be probably like 15 years old if it had big old
Average rate,
big old jowls on his
Average rate.
face, big old jowls, which say you're the mature alpha male of the tribe.
I see what you're saying.
And
But
I agree.
there's
I agree with
experts.
evolution. I agree with
There's
everything. I agree
experts on
with
everything.
dates that we're agreeing on. I agree with when scientists study things. But I'm saying that there's never a true answer.
Yeah,
There's never an exact
I do
answer.
agree with
But
with mainstream science.
There can't be a
there's answers that
2-year-old
work.
tree that's 20 feet tall.
There could be. You never know.
Depending on what kind of tree.
And where it all
But-
depends. You never
But
know.
there can't be, like this tree, I don't know how old it is, but
And we find new species every year.
I know, but exactly. So some tree could be 2 years old and 20 feet tall, but some trees, the ones that we're doing age records on at least, aren't the ones that we don't even know about. We've been recording these things for a while, you know.
And if we have been recording them for so long, and if we know so much about them, why is deforestation an issue?
Because we don't give a fuck.
Because we don't
about
give a
trees.
We say we plant more trees, but they're immature little teeny trees.
So scientists are saying
They're
we
not
can plant more
producing as
trees,
much
and that
oxygen.
it's the same thing. So deforestation shouldn't be an issue because scientists.
No, it's exactly an issue because we're chopping down these big ass trees that take a while to grow.
Because we can say they grow in 20, 30 years.
Exactly, they take a while to grow. Maybe they do grow in 20, 30 years, depending on the tree, but they're like a big ass, thick ass tree. You look at it and you're probably like, okay, that motherfucker's been here for a while. Anybody
Unless
will.
he hasn't.
Okay,
Unless he
but
hasn't.
anybody will
And
look
it's a
at
new species of tree.
Okay,
And
but
that's the thing is
if you're where you're not gonna. Okay, if we're mobbing around the mountains, we're not gonna find a new species of tree, guaranteed, probably. And
99%.
Yeah,
But there's a 1%
99%.
chance.
but I'm talking
We're
about
not for sure.
I'm talking about the trees that we know about. The ones that we know about. You look at the big ass tree that we even know about. Think about even the redwoods. It's like, okay, that thing is massive. That is some wise ass, old
years.
ass creature. No, not 10 years. No, that's impossible.
100 years.
That's impossible. 100 years, 1,000
With
years.
the way that
whatever.
humans are treating the land, guarantee it's possible. Nuclear waste.
Nuclear
waste
We're
is going
talking
to grow
about
trees.
mutated trees now, super trees.
But
It's still a redwood?
I haven't seen one though.
Super
I haven't
redwood.
seen one, and they're not recording information on nuclear trees.
All right, so what are we getting at here?
There's
That-
no for sure answer.
There's no for sure
That's
answer,
true,
but there's an estimate, is what I'm saying.
and that's also true.
And there's an accurate estimate.
I think it's just an estimate.
Yeah, everything's just an estimate.
Everything is
But
a-
we can say how
I heard
many
someone
years we've
say-
been around and how many years have the redwoods been
How many years
Yeah.
have we been around?
And how
We don't
many...
know. We keep finding out new evidence that we've lived longer.
Okay, but I know we haven't been here for 10 years. We've been here for a lot longer.
So how do you know though? How do you know though?
'Cause I've
What
been
if
here
you?
for longer than
I've
10
been
What
here
if? What if?
Double 20 years.
What if?
Double 10 years.
What if? What if?
What if?
We were only here for 10 years,
What if we were here for billions?
and you just had a concussion, and this is the whole world that you're creating,
Oh, yeah. That's it.
and you're a Homo sapiens
Nigga,
still.
I just had an epiphany. When you said that, I just had an epiphany.
Dude. Whatever happens, at least we should all do some more research on this because we're all kind of just like at a fucking stalemate on it.
Yeah.
But there's no answer.
But-
it doesn't matter
Well,
what.
But no,
the thing is,
I
you're both
know.
right. You're both right. on
We're
that.
both right, but I know there's people who do research on this stuff, and
And I know that there's still just an estimate.
But like, I'm not even
It's an
exactly
accurate
sure
estimate.
what we're getting at here. Like,
I'm just trying to play devil's advocate.
So
I'm trying
So
to tell you that
when-
there's
when
nothing
was-
that's for sure. Nothing is for sure.
okay, but
yeah, nothing's for sure.
Nothing's for sure. There's
what
no
year were you
buts.
born?
What?
What year were you born?
94.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
To my
Nothing's
current
for
knowledge,
sure.
yes.
Yeah,
to
see,
my
exactly.
current knowledge,
That's
yes.
true. That's true because he doesn't remember 1994.
But do you know that I was born in 94 before you just asked me?
I don't know.
So it could have been possible that I wasn't.
Like to any point, you can
But-
argue that it's not
Exactly.
100% true.
But you can put reference points on
yeah,
things.
exactly, and that's what our entire life's about. So like, you know, that's the system that
And
we
that's
have to work
what-
with.
two humans agree on? What if one doesn't agree on it? Then there's no reference point.
Then you burn him at the goddamn stake.
the.
You kill him. You call a witch.
Oh, no.
See if they float.
I mean,
You burn him.
it's just nothing, dude.
Oh, all right. I'm tired.